What is your favorite board game? What's the hardest one to master? Well, if you live in the West, the answer is chess. It's linear, has many rules, and a game of conquest by attrition. You win by capturing your opponent's valuable pieces. But if you live in the East, the answer is a game called Go. It's an asymmetrical game of conquest, and you win not by capturing high-value pieces, but by denial of area. The winner controls the most surface area of the board. Two games with different styles that not only influence cultures, but the way people think. For the longest time, China has commanded more and more of the Bitcoin hash rate, at one point commanding over 60% of the network. But now the Communist Party has changed tactics and made all crypto mining illegal. Did the Chinese Communist Party just make a blunder that could put America back in the running for Bitcoin mining dominance? Or are they positioning themselves to gain more ground elsewhere? Find out. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the Bit Squad, the largest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. In this video, I look at how America and the West can take advantage of China banning crypto mining and what that could mean for the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Chinese people have longed for sources of income that exist outside of the government-controlled Chinese banking system. The Chinese people are excellent savers. It's not uncommon for families to save half or more of their combined yearly salaries. Contrast that to the 40% of Americans who didn't even have $1,000 in their savings account in 2019. The Chinese also are quite open to speculative investments. So when Bitcoin started in 2009, it wasn't long before the Chinese people started buying Bitcoin. Not to buy things like on Silk Road, but to have it as a store of value. Back then, mining was done on home computers. But in 2013, Chinese chip manufacturer Canaan designed an application-specific integrated circuit, or ASIC chip, that could mine Bitcoin faster than any home computer. This started a hash rate war among China's computer chip makers, lasted up until 2021. In the early 2000s, nearly all computer manufacturing was done in China, so no one could touch them. AMD, Intel, and Texas Instruments still do not have an ASIC miner for any crypto. All the innovation has come from China and Hong Kong. But the mining in China hasn't been state-run operations. They're almost entirely run by the CCP version of private companies. Some of these companies are big, most are small. And during the summer months, when the country's hydropower is running at full tilt, the profits from mining are insane. Some Bitcoin and Ethereum mines are located inside the hydroelectric plants themselves and pay zero power. This is happening during increased tensions between the US and China, with the US looking to eliminate strategic Chinese assets like banning TikTok or Huawei, playing chess. China is taking large portions of the new finance sector under its control, playing Go. Real Americans, not the ones in the government, saw this coming way back in 2010, started their own mining operations in states that had cheap power and plentiful land to build on. But the going has been slow. Remember who controls all the mining equipment? That's right, China. When these American mining companies place orders from Bitmain or eBay, their orders go to the bottom of the stack, and Chinese miner orders are filled first. This leads to massive delays for the American miners. They also get shadow banned from new tech. It's not uncommon for Bitmain to design and manufacture its own new ASIC, then put it on its own mining pool, Antpool, for months before they start selling them outside of China. Suffice to say that it's been an uphill battle. America's opening moves have failed to draw China out of position, and it's been in spite of our government that America has stayed in the running at all. By the end of 2020, the future of Bitcoin and even Ethereum and other proof-of-work mining was looking bleak. The pandemic caused chip shortages that further insulated the mining equipment inside of China. But at the same time, the CCP was putting its finishing touches on its own digital currency, the digital yuan. The CCP has now been social engineering their population for submission on a grand scale ever since President Xi Jinping unveiled the 12th five-year plan back in 2011. All that was wrapping up nicely, but the business side of things have been allowed to remain quasi-capitalist. Well, that's coming to an end. And to end it, the CCP needs to control the money supply. And crypto is the antithesis of just that. So what's a dictator to do? Well, you must ban Bitcoin and all of crypto from your country. So after making dozens of threats against Bitcoin over the past 5 years, the CCP finally decided to drop the hammer and ban all mining of crypto across the country at the end of June 2021. The hash rate for Bitcoin immediately dropped and added further price volatility to the markets. This drop in hash rate, not just for BTC, but also for Ethereum, Digibyte, Zcash, and Litecoin, will have positive price effects, since the supply will suddenly become more deflationary than before. Smash that like button if you like deflationary assets. This sudden lag in Bitcoin production could also extend the next halving by a few weeks or even months, but that remains yet to be seen. This could extend the bull run as well. It depends on how fast miners can get back online. More on that in a moment. This is also perfect timing for Ethereum's reduction in gas fees happening on July 27th. ETH will be getting burned, so adding less block rewards to the mix could send Ethereum closer to 25K by the end of the cycle. Bitcoin could easily rise to 200K by the end of the cycle as well. Litecoin, Zcash, and Digibyte should also see higher prices than expected during this cycle. In the name of Go and chess, giving up ground or moving out of position is called a blunder, and I think that's what China has done. What does this mean for Bitcoin? While the hash rate shock is overall good for the market, but in the short term, it could mean a lot more volatility. The miners that are able to move their operations are doing so as fast as they can. Some are just hopping the border over to Kazakhstan. Very nice. While others are moving to Baltimore? I don't know, not sure why, when the mayor of Miami has his arms wide open to Bitcoin mining. Texas is aiming to be the next crypto mining hub. Your very own BitBoy even went to the Texas state legislature to help educate them on Bitcoin and crypto recently. Americans see their opportunity to move their powerful pieces into position and are taking it. BlockCap just purchased 42,000 ASIC miners from Bitmain and Canaan, who have no one to sell to now. They even have plans to buy another 12,000 by the end of this year. This is just kind of how it goes with America. Just look at the space race. It took the Russians getting into space first to get America serious about its space program. This time is the future of finance. The stakes are different, and so are the rewards. It can't be faked in a studio. Has China been playing Go when really this is a game of chess? Or has America lost its opportunity? Let me know in the comments. I think we're going to see more and more mining spread out, not just in the US, but all over the world. Poor countries like El Salvador are already embracing mining on a rapid scale. And now it's up to the United States to innovate or get checkmated. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.